Who is Yaman? Unraveling the man behind the myth. What makes a man a legend? Is it the roles he plays, the stories told about him, or the whispers that follow his every move? In a world obsessed with labels, hero, heartthrob, rebel, how do you uncover the truth about someone like Yaman? He's a name that sparks fire, ignites debates, and captivates millions across Turkey, Europe, and beyond. But who is he really? Is he the larger-than-life figure the media paints? Or is there a deeper, untold story waiting to be explored? Buckle up, because magazine news and gossip is diving into the enigma that is Yaman, an artist, a thinker, a man who defies the stereotypes thrust upon him. Beyond the headlines, a star misunderstood. Yaman isn't just a face on your screen. He's a force, a whirlwind of charisma, intellect, and raw talent that's taken the world by storm. Yet, for every fan chanting his name, there's a critic ready to tear him down.
Why?
Because Yaman isn't just a celebrity, he's a canvas for society's projections. Some see him as a god, others as a villain. But the truth? He's neither. He's a man navigating fame's treacherous waters, armed with nothing but his authenticity and a relentless drive to create. The media loves a juicy story. Yaman spotted with a new flame, screams one headline. Trouble in paradise for the Turkish heartthrob, blares another. But let's pause and ask, when was the last time a journalist dug into Can's mind? His thoughts, his dreams, his philosophies? Rarely, if ever. Instead, the spotlight fixates on his chiseled physique, his rumored romances, or his bad boy persona. It's a tired narrative, and it's time we flip the script. Yaman is more than a pretty face. He's a law graduate, a polyglot fluent in multiple languages, and a man whose curiosity about the world runs deep. From philosophy to cultural exploration, his intellectual depth is as striking as his on-screen presence. So, why do we keep reducing him to tabloid fodder? Because it's easier. It's clickbait gold. Yaman's latest scandal sells more than Yaman's journey of self-discovery. But here at Magazine News and Gossip, we're not here for cheap thrills. We're here to uncover the man behind the myth. The artist's craft, Yaman's evolution on screen. Let's talk about Yaman, the actor. Not the poster boy, not the heartthrob, the actor. His role in El Turco was nothing short of a revelation. This wasn't just a performance. It was a masterclass in balancing raw physicality with emotional depth. The series tackled heavy themes, Ottoman history, cultural clashes, Europe's fascination with the exotic East. Ken didn't just play a character. He embodied a complex narrative, weaving together strength and vulnerability with every glance, every gesture. Yet, what did the headlines say? Yaman's muscle-packed performance steals the show. Really? That's the takeaway? Then came Sandokan, a project that pushed Ken into new territory. Under the visionary direction of Gian Maria Michelini, alongside an international cast, Ken delivered a performance that was electric. Action sequences? Sure, he nailed those. But it was his eyes, those piercing, soulful eyes, that told a story words couldn't capture. Silent conflicts, unspoken pain, the weight of a character's legacy, Ken brought it all to life. This wasn't just an idol flexing his fame. This was an artist stepping into his power, proving he's more than a fleeting sensation. Sandokan marked a turning point. Yaman is a serious actor, and the world is finally starting to notice. So, why does the media keep missing the point? Why do we get endless gossip instead of praise for his craft? Because complexity doesn't sell as fast as scandal. But we see you, Ken. We see the hours you pour into your roles, the way you breathe life into every character, the way you challenge yourself to grow. And we're here to shout it from the rooftops. Yaman is rewriting the rules of stardom, one groundbreaking role at a time. The private life, a man under siege. Now, let's get personal, but not in the way the tabloids do. Yaman's private life is a battlefield, littered with rumors, half-truths, and outright lies. One day it's a steamy romance, the next it's a shocking breakup. The cycle never ends. Yaman himself has said it best, "My private life should stay private." Simple, right? Yet the media and certain corners of the internet seem determined to strip away his boundaries, forcing him to defend himself at every turn. He's dodged the spotlight, retreated to Italy at times, and even chosen silence over soundbites.
Why?
Because Yaman doesn't want to be defined by gossip. He wants his work to speak for him. But the world keeps pushing, demanding answers, crafting narratives that paint him as a playboy, a user, a man who thrives on fame's fleeting thrills. Let's set the record straight. These labels are lazy. Fame is a magnet, and Yaman's charisma is undeniable. But to reduce his relationships, real or rumored, to mere publicity stunts is to ignore the human behind the headlines. Imagine the weight of it. Every move scrutinized, every smile dissected, every moment twisted into someone else's story. When Yaman talks about switching off, he's not just unplugging from fame. He's grappling with the mental toll of being a public figure. The pressure to be perfect, to be strong, to be everything to everyone, it's exhausting. Yet, Yaman doesn't crumble. He seeks support, he reflects, he grows. That's not weakness. That's strength. That's a man who knows his worth and refuses to let the world define it for him. The labels we love to hate. The world loves to box people in. For Yaman, those boxes have names. Bad boy, heartthrob, womanizer. But here's the thing, labels are a trap. They're a way to simplify someone complex, to make them digestible for a soundbite-hungry audience. Yaman's been called it all, from a modern-day Don Juan to a fame-chasing opportunist. But those who've met him, who've worked with him, tell a different story. They speak of his kindness, his professionalism, his genuine curiosity about the world. So, why do we keep falling for the media's game? The truth is, society craves simplicity. A bad boy is easier to understand than a man who's both a scholar and a star, a thinker and a performer. But Yaman defies those neat little boxes. He's a law graduate who chose acting over a courtroom. He's a polyglot who speaks to the world in its own languages. He's a philosopher who sees life as a journey, not a destination. And yet, the headlines keep trying to shrink him down to size. We're done with that. It's time to celebrate Yaman for who he is, not who the world wants him to be. The spiritual journey, a soul in search of meaning. There's another side to Yaman, one the tabloids rarely touch, his spiritual depth. This is a man who doesn't just live for applause, he lives for purpose. His journey isn't just about fame or fortune, it's about understanding himself and his place in the world. When he speaks of growth, of finding his center, he's not just throwing around buzzwords. He's talking about the kind of soul-searching that takes courage, the kind that forces you to face your vulnerabilities and come out stronger. This spiritual side isn't something you'll find in a gossip column. It's in the way he approaches his craft, the way he connects with people, the way he navigates a world that's constantly trying to pull him apart. Yaman isn't just chasing roles, he's chasing meaning. And that's what makes him so compelling. Not his looks, not his fame, but his relentless pursuit of something deeper. The fans and the critics. A divided world. Yaman's fans are a force of nature. They see him as more than a star. They see him as an inspiration, a symbol of resilience and authenticity. But even among his supporters, there's a split. Some place him on a pedestal, worshiping him like a deity. Others dissect his every move, holding him to impossible standards. Both miss the mark. Yaman doesn't need blind adoration or relentless criticism. What he needs, what he deserves, is conscious support. That means seeing him as a person, not a product. It means celebrating his art without projecting our fantasies onto him. It means respecting his choices, his boundaries, his humanity. Yaman isn't here to fulfill our expectations. He's here to tell stories, to challenge norms, to leave a mark. And the greatest gift we can give him is the space to do that on his own terms. The legacy of Yaman. Yaman isn't a legend, not yet. He's not a saint nor a sinner. He's an artist, a dreamer, a man carving his own path in a world that's quick to judge. His journey is far from over, but one thing is clear: he's here to leave a legacy. Not through scandal or sensationalism, but through his craft, his heart, his unyielding spirit. At Magazine News and Gossip, we believe in looking beyond the surface. We believe in stories that inspire, that challenge, that remind us of our shared humanity. Yaman's story is one of resilience, of defying expectations, of staying true to yourself in a world that wants to tear you down. His eyes don't just captivate, they tell a story of a man who's seen the highs and lows and still chooses to shine. So, let's stop the gossip. Let's stop the labels. Let's start listening to the man himself, his art, his voice, his truth. Yaman isn't just a star. He's a force, a spark, a soul that refuses to be dimmed. And we, his fans, his supporters, his admirers, are proud to stand by him. Because Yaman isn't here to simply dazzle the world. He's here to change it, one unforgettable performance at a time.